cowboy hats and cowboy boots up there on the hill.
Sort of just summarize our conversation here. What should farmers here in Illinois know about what you all are doing for them here in the nation's capital?
So just know that we're out here working to ensure that the markets are safe and sound, that there's no market manipulation going on in the CME exchange. And if there are any concerns, that you guys feel free to reach out to me directly, and I'll make sure that we can get any problems addressed, whether that be through a conversation with USDA or a conversation with the oversight regulators at the CFTC.
Daryl Blakely, National Cattlemen's Beef Association. This is the RFD Livestock Report. Hey, good day to you. Welcome to RFD Illinois. I'm Rita Frazier.
I'm DeLoss Yankee. Hello there.
You know, I just got to thinking. A memory popped in my mind. Remember when Rhiannon Branch was interning with us?
I remember it fondly.
Yeah, so we decided that we'd make ourselves, what character, name our character, yes. Cartoon character that reminds everyone. What am I trying to say here?
Who do we resemble?
Right.
What cartoon
and
character?
You are
Foghorn Leghorn.
Right.
I mean, didn't even pause. Didn't even hesitate at that. Foghorn Leghorn.
I'm glad. Good memories.
I don't remember what yours was.
I don't either.
I was probably just thinking about myself anyway. So I don't remember what yours was.
I can't remember either.
Huh. I don't know.
Yeah. There was a couple that I remember, but myself I don't remember.
I don't remember either. And I'm not going to say one just off the top of my head either that might get me in trouble one way or another.
Yeah, interesting. It was somebody good-looking, though.
No question about it.
If cartoon characters can be good-looking, right? You pick somebody good-looking. Hey, we'll take our mind off of anything right now with late planting. It's a situation.
If you look at this week's Farm Week Crop Watchers, the reports are getting a little more varied. It was a whole bunch of people saying nothing and we're wet, and now there's been some activity in parts of the state, but still, I mean, we still have 3/4 of the Illinois corn crop to plant. And it's, for some guys, it's 10 days until the prevent planting deadline in far southern Illinois. My goodness.
Definitely serious. The guys at Growmark are trying to keep a positive attitude. We'll hear from Graham Utter, who is with the fertilizer business, trying to get fertilizer where it needs to be is sort of a challenge when the river is closed in many areas still. So, all that plus markets and weather to come. Stay with us.
With this week's edition of Farm Week, the early word, here's DeLoss Yankee.
The last 12 months, from May 2018 through April, proved to be the wettest year-long period in U.S. history. Rainfall totaled more than 36 inches, thus accounting for the prolonged spring planting delay. Find out more about the weather impact on planting in this week's edition of Farm Week. Continued wet field conditions have also caused a dilemma for farmers who grow cover crops, which have reached waist-high or taller. Turn to Farm Week for advice on dealing with growthy cover crops prior to planting.
No other Farm Weekly in Illinois has as many people on the ground in Illinois covering Illinois agriculture for you with the depth on key issues to help keep you profitable. And don't forget, you can get daily or even more frequent updates online anytime at farmweeknow.com.
At Country Financial, we know the right crop hail insurance can help you feel secure no matter what kind of weather. Our Grain Guard crop hail insurance can help protect your crops from risks like hail, lightning, fire, and more. This exceptional protection, combined with personalized attention from a local crop-certified rep, is why we're the #1 crop hail insurer in Illinois, and our experts are here to help you succeed. Learn more at countrycrop.com. Policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. This entity is an equal opportunity provider.
Welcome back to RFD Illinois. I'm DeLoss Yankee. We tripled our field work again. According to Ag Statistics, we've done that 2 weeks in a row. 3 weeks ago, we had 0.2 of 1 day suitable for field work. 2 weeks ago was 0.8 of a day suitable. Last week, 2.4 days suitable for field work. So some planting, but still, way behind. 24% of the state's corn crop is planted, better than 11% last week. But the 5-year average is 89%, so we are way behind. Emerged 11% behind the 5-year average of 71. And soybean planting is not even yet to 10%, 9% complete. Last year, 79. And the 5-year average is 51. Soybeans emerged 2% behind the 5-year average of 23. Winter wheat headed 64%. The 5-year average is 75. Well, temperatures were about average. The statewide average temperature, 63.5 degrees, was 1/10 of a degree more than average. Although in northern Illinois, northwest 2 degrees less, northeast 1.3 degrees less than average. Precipitation, 85 hundredths, was 16 hundredths less than average. Northwest, inch 45, northeast, an inch 20, western Illinois, an inch 21. So 16 hundredths of a degree less than average. And still, at least as of yesterday morning, no progress for Ron Hass, our crop watcher in western Iroquois County.
It may give us a little more higher expense on weed control. We're hoping maybe, I don't know if we'll be able to get in to plant this afternoon or not, but that's kind of the thoughts I have at this point in time. We had a few fields strip-tilled, but because of a late harvest and then the wet weather, we weren't able to get all the strip-tilled done in the fall that we wanted, so we kind of got quite a few fields that will be no-tilled, and so the material on top of the ground is kind of keeping it damp, or even more damp than if you had the soil exposed to the surface. But we haven't had a lot of sunlight either. Now, yesterday with the sun and the wind, this yesterday afternoon, that kind of helped.
Ron Hass in Iroquois County. You can find his and the other crop watcher reports in each week's edition of Farm Week. Corn planting nationwide at 49% was behind the 5-year average of 80, and it was just less than what analysts were expecting. They were expecting 50. Soybeans nationwide, 19%. Analysts were expecting 22. The 5-year average is 47. For corn, Iowa's up to 70. Missouri, 62. Minnesota, as of Sunday, 56. They had significant progress last week. For soybeans, Iowa only 3%. Missouri only 3, so nothing in the boot heel either. Nebraska 7. Minnesota, as of Sunday, still with nothing completed for soybeans, at least as of yet. Ken Caston's a farmer and farm broadcaster in McLean and Livingston County.
After we finally put some corn in the ground on Saturday, the rains came again. Not a huge washout, but the farm we were at in southern Livingston County received a couple of tenths. Our neighbors to the north in Pontiac received 1.5 inches out of that system. So it's safe to say field work is spotty around here. Livingston County farmer Jay Whalen, who lives near Streeter, says his spring plans seem to change every day.
Our game plan, from what I started with thinking in the wintertime and early spring, we have literally changed plans almost daily, just trying to keep up to, if it will go, what we can do to get it done now fast and efficiently.
Golden Harvest Seeds agronomist Bob Lawless planted a corn plot near Sibley the other day.
It was on a well-drained field, which helped a lot. Not all the fields around there were fit, but that one we had a little window of opportunity. We could get that in. That went pretty well.
What are some of the activities you'll be checking with this plot this season?
This particular plot would be a lot of what we call stage 6 experimental type deals.
Thanks to Jay Whalen and Bob Lawless for giving me the updates. Reporting from southeastern Livingston County for the RFD Radio Network, I'm Cat Casson.
Weather rally continued, up 6 yesterday for corn and 10 for soybeans. More markets later in the program. Rita's up next on RFD, Illinois.
All Ag.
All Illinois.
All Now.
There are a lot of smartphone apps out there, but do they have what's important to us here in Illinois? The Farm Week Now app does, and it's always at your fingertips. All Ag, All Illinois, and 24/7 where and when you need it for free. Go to your app or Play Store on your smartphone, hit search, type in Farm Week Now, that's one word, and download it today. Brought to you by Illinois Farm Bureau, where we're all about farm, family, and food.
The Illinois economy runs on our homegrown agricultural products. Our dairy, beef, pork, corn, and soybeans grow the agricultural industry by nearly $20 billion each year. But we don't just grow Illinois, we grow North America. Canada and Mexico account for over $45 billion in U.S. agricultural exports, and they support more than 1 million American jobs. Exports to Canada and Mexico matter to everyone in the agriculture and food industries.
A message from Illinois farmers and their checkoff programs.
We're back here on RFD Illinois. I'm Rita Frazier. Now that the U.S. has agreed to lift industrial metal tariffs on Mexico and Canada, ending those nations' retaliatory duties on U.S. farm goods,
A key question remains, will House Democrats agree to take up and ratify the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade deal? RFD Washington correspondent Matt Kay reports.
President Trump finally agreed to end duties on steel and aluminum from Mexico and Canada if the two take tough measures to keep subsidized Chinese steel from passing through to the U.S. Hopefully, Trump says Congress will pass the USMCA quickly. But will it? House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and her Democratic House majority want tougher labor and environmental protections first.
I want to see stronger enforcement language. We have concerns that you know about workers, the condition of workers in the U.S. and in Mexico.
Democrats say after meeting with Trump trade chief Robert Lighthizer, they want to get to yes, but Pelosi won't put the deal on the House floor until it's changed. Lighthizer says changes can be made without reopening the deal, but how is unclear. The three governments won't reopen USMCA, and Senate Finance Chair Chuck Grassley, who pushed Trump to lift the metals tariffs, warned earlier the tariffs were a political weapon for Pelosi.
It's easy for Pelosi to hide behind the fact that they don't even have the agreement up here yet and that the president's got to do certain things. Then we can concentrate on the House of Representatives where this bill has to originate.
That was before the metals tariffs were lifted. Now the ball may be in Pelosi's court, whether to take up a key campaign goal of the president, replacing NAFTA. But blocking USMCA and opposing Trump would be a loser with farmers and blue-collar union workers in key industrial and farm states that propelled Trump to victory in 2016. For the RFD Radio Network, Matt Kay, Washington.
Thanks, Matt. Well, here in the state, it is looking to the fields. Growmark hosted a spring update meeting here in the Illinois Farm Bureau IAA building yesterday. We heard from experts like Graham Utter, works with the fertilizer program at Growmark, and gave us an update on getting product to farmers. What a year, Graham, to be, dealing with fertilizer, anything with a delayed planting season. It's a big job for all of you.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts to all of the fertilizer side of things, farming in general. A lot of it all boils down to logistics.
So where are we? You mentioned, the date. We're the 20th of May. What's your biggest challenge?
I think right now the river has to be the biggest challenge on fertilizer in general. It's been frustrating. It's, we've had closures. We've had the river open only to get more rain and another closure. So it's a struggle to move product that we need to get on the ground for the farmer to grow the crop.
And when we talk about product, fertilizer product, what are the main products that we're referring to for the spring planting season 2019?
Main products right now we're having concern with, ammonia would be one, urea would be another, and then DAP to a certain extent as you go farther and farther north.
So you mentioned to us also that, a lot of this product is already sold, but you're not selling any additional. So kind of take us through that process.
So if products up the river in a warehouse and talking north of St. Louis where we can't reach very easily right now on barges because we keep having river closures, some of that product may already be sold, or a good portion of it. Which means that we're not going to sell product that's not there. We have to see the product's either going to get there and have a barge moving that way, or have the product in the building before we can actually sell it. So that's, that's becoming an issue, but we're finding ways around it. I say it's all about logistics. I mean, we are trucking, we're railing product north to get it to where it needs to be. So there are options. It's just they're not as easy as using the river right now.
You started your presentation today by saying that you are optimistic. It is late, but you feel confident that we're going to get a crop in.
I do, and that's part of the fun of farming. It's a different year every year, and I know not everyone thinks it's fun this year, but it's a challenge. And if it was easy, everybody'd be doing it, right?
Yeah, for sure. And because of the delay, the focus now for farmers, and you mentioned you being from Morgan County, is just to get that crop in the ground. Then the next step would be taking care of if they don't have time to get in hydroson, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. I think that's job one, is get the crop planted. We'll come back in and fertilize it if we have to. We'll come back in and spray it if it's no-till. But the biggest concern right now is getting the seed in the ground so we can get it up and growing.
Back to your river watch. Have you ever been so in tune with the river levels and the lock closures and openings?
You learn something new every year when you're working with the river and in the river business. But yes, it's definitely been exciting and an educational process.
The other thing I thought about when you had your map up, looking at the rivers, in 2020 with the lock and dam closures that will affect us in grade movement, will affect your industry as well.
Yeah, for sure. And grain, they move so many more barges than we do, so their effect is going to be much greater, but it is a major concern for us. We're already planning ahead to work around some of those issues, but you get into years like this and years like next year will be, and you really see the importance of the river system to our business and way of life.
What is our take home, adding up everything that you shared with us today?
I think the biggest thing to say is just hold the course and keep doing what you're doing as a farmer and as an industry, and I think that we're all going to work together and make this thing work out.
That's Graham Utter talking fertilizer distribution for Growmark. His official title, Area Sales and Member Risk Manager. Graham listening to us this morning on WLDS in Jacksonville. You can read more about the Growmark update on farmweeknow.com. Time to break for markets and weather.
With the RFD Ag Market Summary for this Tuesday morning, I'm Jim Taylor. Corn, beans, and wheat all ending Monday higher. July corn closing at $3.89, up 5 3/4. September corn up 6 1/4, $3.96 3/4, and December corn $4.04 1/2. Up 6 1/4. July beans closing at $8.31 3/4, up a dime. August beans up 10 1/4, $8.38 1/2, and September beans $8.45, up 10 1/4. July wheat closing at $4.78 1/4, up 13 1/4. September wheat up 14, $4.85 1/4, and December wheat $4.97 3/4, up 13 1/2. July bean meal $2.97.30, that's up $3. July bean oil up 28 cents, 27.50. In current electronic overnight trading, July corn up 5 3/4, September corn up 5 1/4, and December corn up 4 1/2, 4.09. July beans in the overnight up 5 1/4, August beans up 5 1/4, and September beans also up 5 1/4, 8.50 1/4. July wheat in the overnight up 6 1/4, September wheat up 5 1/2, and December wheat up a nickel, 5.02 3/4. In the outside markets, July Brent crude oil $71.97, that's down 24 cents a barrel. The June gold contract this morning down $2.30 at $12.75 even. In the livestock market from Monday, June lean hogs $91.75, down 62 cents. July lean hogs unchanged, $93 even. June live cattle $111.35, up 7 cents. August live cattle down 40 cents, $108.52. May feeders $134.15, down 37 cents. August feeder cattle $144.77, down 72 cents. Illinois direct barrels and gilts trading steady on Monday at 52 to 58. That's the RFD Ag Market Summary for this Tuesday morning. I'm Jim Taylor with the RFD Radio Network.
Good morning. This is Dan Hicks from Freezonis Weather with the early morning weather update on the RFD Radio Network for this Tuesday morning. A large part of the Midwest had some dry time yesterday with daytime highs in the 50s and 60s. Some southern areas did warm into the 70s. Coverage of rain and thunderstorms increased in the southwestern Midwest during the day yesterday, and this rain has been spreading farther northeastward into sections of Illinois overnight. Rain and thunderstorms are expected across the Midwest from this system into tonight. Rainfall amounts in the half-inch to inch-and-a-half range will be fairly common across Illinois, possibly a few heavier amounts in the western part of the state. Heaviest amounts of rain from this system will fall on about the southwestern third of the Midwest into tonight and early Wednesday. Daytime highs today will be mostly in the 50s and 60s, with a few 70s once again in the southern Midwest. Rains from this current system will come to an end across the region during the night tonight into early Wednesday. with a brief period of drier weather forecast during the day Wednesday into Wednesday night. No long dry spells are seen across the Midwest, though, as some additional rains will return to the region Thursday into Friday. Right now, it does look like the rains later this week will be somewhat lighter in most of the Midwest than occur during the next 24 hours. Warmer temperatures will also be spreading back northward across the region, with highs climbing back into the 60s and 70s in most areas. Looking ahead into the Memorial Day weekend and beyond, it does look like an active weather pattern will continue across the Midwest during this time. Additional showers and thunderstorms are forecast over the holiday weekend, but most areas will have some dry time also. Temperatures will average near to a few degrees above normal across the area during that time. Near to above normal temperatures are expected here in Illinois for the 6 to 10 day time frame. Most areas will have near to above normal rainfall. I'm Dan Hicks from Freeze Notice Weather.
What's the excitement about buying a brand new car when you pay full price for it? County Farm Bureau members have a reason to be excited. A Farm Bureau membership gives you 2 car purchase discounts. When members buy a new Ford vehicle, they receive $500 off their purchase. And with a purchase of a qualifying Lincoln vehicle, they receive $750 off. Everyone loves a good deal, and the money saved is worth the price of our annual membership. This is just one of our 300,000 plus discounts that are always changing to fit our members' needs. Not a Farm Bureau member? Visit Illinois Farm Bureau online and join today.
As you prepare for planting season, remember your neighbors. Whether you're an applicator, grower, or beekeeper, use FieldWatch to register your farm and monitor for sensitive sites around you. FieldWatch is a free, easy-to-use online mapping tool. Consulting FieldWatch is now a requirement for the over-the-top use dicamba products. Communicating with your neighbors will help you protect your farm and the environment. Don't wait. Go online to fieldwatch.com. Growing agriculture. We grow best together.
Farm Week and Partners Magazine editor Chris Anderson connects rural routes for you. Chris shares her 4 decades of writing expertise by making sure each edition delivers the best information. Here's a bit about her rural roots.
I was raised on a farm in Champaign County growing corn, soybeans, popcorn, pumpkins, and poultry. My top priority is to inform, educate, and even entertain Farm Bureau members.
Be it routes or roots, RFD Radio, FarmWeekNow.com, and Farm Week keep you connected.
Does the warmer weather have you itching for a weekend getaway? Take your Illinois Farm Bureau membership savings with you.
Farm Bureau members can save up to 20% at choice hotels, including favorites like Comfort Suites, Sleep Inn, Quality Inn and Suites, with even more to choose from.
Call 800-258-2847 or visit the Choice Hotels website to search all the hotels at once and to make advance reservations.
Contact your local County Farm Bureau for your discount code number. Hey, that's all the time we have for this edition of RFD Illinois. Let's salute a town.
Please, Walnut Hill.
Walnut Hill
is a village in Marion County, population 109.
Woo!
Say hello.
We say hello.
Sponsored by Country Financial. Your farm is your family's legacy.